There's a weird sect of you guys that are starting to actually defend something like this, saying that this is somehow cultural appreciation, that this is some kind of evolution of our culture. Oh my god, you guys make me want to punch you in your face. Now, I've already explained what the Malu is to our culture and why is it so important. That our Malu is much more than a bunch of motifs slapped in a certain pattern. That it represents so much more. So let me get this down straight for all of you, okay? Tonga has never, ever had this type of tatau ever in the...
We'll stop it there. Your thoughts on this whole situation, Us?
It's not entirely true. That is not entirely true. Now, this is a hard discussion because Tonga banned tattooing in 1839. And so we, of all people, should know that a lot of shit gets lost when things are banned and when things are backed up and by punishments, severe punishments. You know, like we talked about Holy Stone in the Cook Islands, where the Cook Islands had the pea. But what the missionaries used to do is they used to scrape off the pea with a stone, tie the Cook Islanders to a tree and scrape it off and leave them bleeding to death. That type of trauma fucking changes a generation. Okay? And that was wrote about, and those dudes, like, died. Like, no one helped them. Like, because everyone was so fucking scared. You know, trauma from these colonizers is a real thing, and we should know about it because we've lost a lot too. No someone knows how to navigate. We knew that shit, and we lost it. Okay, so we should know that shit will get lost when things get banned, and that was banned by British proclamation in 1918. I think it was actually banned. Night sailing was banned between the hours of 7 p.m. and 7 a.m.
I did not know this. Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Banned by British proclamation. Okay, it was
What does
banned.
this mean? Why?
So this is by the Crown.
You can't look at the stars between...
No, you can't sail. No boat was allowed out. And if you were, Navy bomb you. Crazy, wasn't it? Yeah, and then there's heaps of history of their naval vessels going along the coastline. That's why there's villages inland, because they would just fucking shot up every village along the coast. The longest boat that they rid down that they ever saw in the world is a Samoan boat that they blew up. Okay, and so they get their soldiers to run on shore, blow up every boat, burn every boat, and this shit was done. Now we're in a point where no Samoan knows how to sail except for the Ngawalofa and Fani, who I think is the only master navigator in Samoa now. But again, she had to relearn it. So we should know that shit gets lost. The hongi. No, Samoans don't hongi anymore. But we used to songi all the time. You look in the Samoan dictionary, songi means rubbing of noses. Okay, we used to do that shit. It's in John Williams' journal. In the space of 2 pages, he writes on 3 occasions from Mulifanua, Manono. He had to go rub noses with the locals. He doesn't know why they do it. So a lot of shit gets lost when colonizers ban stuff and then back up the banning with diabolical punishments. You know, with fucking evil punishments. You know, if you do get a tattoo, we're scraping it off with a stone and leaving you to bleed it to death. If you do sell at night, we're blowing you up with you in it and your village that you came from. Like, and of course, selling at night, they banned from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And what do you need to sail? You need the stars. So that's why our navigation was fucking lost, okay? By law, British proclamation, they banned it. It's written. So when you're dealing with this issue, you really got to look very carefully. And wait, first of all, you got to hold your fucking tongue. Like, you can't be fucking, fuck you if you did this. Fuck, because you better know the last 200 years inside out if you're going to say some shit like that. You gotta look very carefully. And when you do look very carefully, you start going, maybe, because there's a lot of, it probably is what Tongans used to do.
Yeah.
Like, and it's long, but you have to remember it all starts like Captain Cook. Even Jacob Lemaire wrote, 1616, talks about when he came to the Pacific, Tonga, it looks like they got burnt bodies, you know, because of the tattoos everywhere and all of that. Captain Cook, you know, he said that the woman tattooed a bit on their arms, a bit on their shoulders, Okay, and that's what I've watched these videos. I've watched a lot, and that's where some tufunga have said that Tongans, the Tongan women's did the arms and the shoulders, and a lot of them say that the first Tongan be'a, the image of it was Jules Sebastian Caesar de Monteville in 1827, and I don't know if you've seen that picture of the Tongan be'a, and it's very detailed. So that's where it's revived from. They use that image. They use that image because it's very detailed, and so now they're giving out the Tongan tatatau, I think they call it, and they're bringing it back. Awesome. 200 years later, it survived. They're bringing it back, but that's not the oldest photo.
Yeah,
there's an older photo from a French expedition on the Recherche is the name of the boat, and the commander is Decolonise Questu.
Oh, oui.
Yeah, oui. Decolonise Questu. So in 1793, okay, and he's got a image titled, I think it's Latu of the Eki chiefs of Vava'u. Okay, and you see it's better, but it's different. It's totally different from the one that Jules Sebastian Caesar de Monteville. But no one knows about this image, okay, from 1793. Everyone looks at the one from 1827 from de Monteville. But there's an older one, 34 years older. But also on that, he has images of women. And again, it's sort of like just the arms and all of that stuff, which favors what Cook has said and what a lot of these guys say. You didn't have the Malu and all of that. But what's interesting is in 1830, there is an account by a guy named William Waldegrave, who is a whaler. Waldegrave. Or Wardegrave, maybe W-A-L. And in 1830, and he says, Tongan women have these beautiful small star motifs, like a spotted stocking on their legs. Okay, star motifs, spotted stocking. Okay, and of course the Malu being star motifs, spotted spots. Okay, something very similar. Okay, I'm not saying it's the Malu, but there is something there. Now here's the thing. Both those paintings are Vava'u. And if you look at Captain Cook, you look at Jules Sebastian Caesar de Monteville, you look at Bruni Decolonise Questu, none of them said we are in Tonga, we are in Samoa. We are in Vava'u, we are in Ha'apai, we are in, so they are naming these islands because it didn't exist back then. There was no Samoa, Tonga, there were names of these islands, all right? If you know Vava'u, it is south of Samoa, but now it's been classed as Tonga, right? But in ancient history, Vava'u is closely related more to Samoa. So in Samoa, you've got Vava'u, and in Vava'u, we spoke about this, you got the title Sa Tonga Ulupua'a, a Tongan title in Vava'u. So, and remember, the original names of Ra'iatea Taha'a is Sava'i. Taha'a's original name is Uporu. And there's a third island. Have you heard of Bora Bora?
Yes.
Bora Bora's original name is Vava'u.
True.
Okay, so right there you get the three. Okay, Upolu, Sava'i, Vava'u. Here you've got the three. Upolu, Sava'i, Vava'u. Now that William Waldegrave, who said he saw small spotted stars, small star-like motifs, like a spotted stocking, he saw that in Vava'u. Now, seeing that those three are clearly linked in ancient Pacific history, because all the way over here in East Polynesia, where Ra'iatea, Taha'a, and Bora Bora, they got the same three names here, you could see that of what he saw is probably the Malu, or probably something very, very similar to the Malu, because Vava'u at that time is connected to Sava'i and Upolu. Okay, so once you sort of accept that is real, you can see how it might have flown on to the rest of Tonga. Remember, Ha'apai, they say, there's a village in Manono called Apai. And a lot of people say, oh, that's because the people of Ha'apai went to Manono and they set up that village. There is definitely a link. But you know what the people in Apai and in Manono say? Ha'apai is named after that village. Because Manono Samoans went to Ha'apai, and they named it after their village, Apai, in Manono Samoa. Okay, so again, what is Tonga is Samoa. Always been that way. We've always been this one extraordinary, brilliant people who have always shared our culture, shared our families. The Kanukupolu line, for example. It's a royal Tongan line that traces their blood to Upolu. Okay, and it's important they remember that, so they remember it by the name Kanukupolu. Okay, so the histories are like this, man. The history's like this. And with Wildergrave's testimony, with understanding what Upolu, Savai, Vava'u, that connection, Vava'u being Samoa, and now it's Tonga, and understanding that we were all like one, it is not unreasonable to think that there was a malu or a type of tattoo
And
for
also understanding what we lost as well.
absolutely, and understanding what we lost, and perhaps they lost it too.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's unreasonable. In fact, I am of the side that there was something there. I absolutely do believe that there was something there.
Is it a case of, I read one comment on TikTok, which was like, just change the name from a malu to something else and they can have it.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Perhaps, okay, if that's what it takes to shut some of these people up, because some of them are so fucking stupid in the way they're saying it.
Yeah.
Okay, and a lot of them are young, go, I haven't seen anything. Like, fuck. First of all, have you even looked? Second of all, even if you haven't seen something, that doesn't discount that there might have been something. Just because we haven't got the proof, just because it wasn't written down, we still got to build up the evidence, the circumstantial evidence, and look, is it likely that there would have been? Okay, and so if you look at Samoa and Tonga at that time, remember the colonizers who came, they never came to Tonga, they never came to Samoa because there was no such thing. They went to Vava'u, they went to Ha'apai. That's the names of these images. Captain Cook arriving in Ha'apai, or Hapi, or the way they spell it. Ha'apai, Latu of the Iki chiefs of Vava'u. Okay, they're looking at it in the names of these islands, right? But they don't say this is Tonga, this is Samoa, whatever. So at that time, it's all one, man. It's all one. And they're proving it. Look, it's all one because look what they do and look what they do. Same thing. Look what they do, look what they do. Same thing. Look how they say this word, whanua, and these guys say whanua. Bro, the O is different. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And so to then go, no, we had the malu and you didn't. That's cap. That's fucking, go look at it again.
Yeah.
Look at it critically. Now, if you just take Samoa and Tonga away and don't discuss about what we've just talked about, and you just look at the Pacific, and you look around the woman tattoos from Micronesia in the whole Pacific, the stars and the dots on the thighs is everywhere, especially in Micronesia. Look at that shit. Look at Yap. Go look there. So many islands. Look at Fiji. And Fiji, remember, I have a connection with Tonga through the Lau Islands. Remember, I think it's Wykes or Willis got to Fiji, found Tongan boat builders building building 3 huge boats for the Tuitonga, in Fiji. Like, again, everything's linked. But even if you take Samoa and Tonga away from it and you just look at the tattoos that women were getting around the Pacific at that time, bro, there's a lot. Go look at the images. There's a lot of like star-like, Malu-like tattoos around the thighs. It wasn't as exclusive as this generation like to fucking say, because back then nothing was exclusive. One tufunga did something totally different from the other tufunga, as is the case now. This tufunga has done something different than most tufunga. Okay, but back then there was no social media or no fucking you must do it this way and that's it, only for this island. No. Like, I think I've been really fucking hearing the way they say. I heard that dude say, Not even any whonga can save you. Like, fuck, clearly he hasn't done any whonga before. That's a real legal thing. That's been accepted into the New Zealand legal system, i whonga.
Yeah.
And it's been used a lot in Samoa for murders.
We'll get into this because I was actually thinking about this, and it had nothing to do with this, but I'm like, my mate's calling for some personal stuff on another family. But I wanted to revisit this as a topic.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about it in depth later on in another podcast. But sorry, carry on. But
No,
it's just ifunga.
Yeah, it was just the language, like he's saying, oh, no ifunga can save this tufunga, or the person who got it. But the ifunga has been used for murders, for rape cases, for the most vulgar cases.
Yeah.
And for him to say used ifunga,
That's a bit...
clearly he doesn't know shit on what ifunga has been used for. Like, they're just throwing shit out there. Oh, I hope you get yours cut off. That's the holy stone that happened to the Cook Islanders. They got theirs cut off, left to bleed to death, and for 200 years, no one in the Cook Islands has got it. He's just inherited a colonial mindset. Congratulations, you dumb fucks. And this is the thing, like, you're hearing them talk and you're like, man, chill the fuck out for a bit, bro. Just have a look. Do you know everything about it? Just have a look at it. And so quick to get angry. We had this on the Hana podcast.
It was a shock take.
Oh, bro. It was the worst take I've ever heard. But it's kind of like this era. This is it. It's like, fuck. Go fuck yourself. Fuck you. You shouldn't put that on your body. Bro's Maui, bro. Worried about other people putting on their body. Bro, go fucking sort out what you're putting in your body, bro. Shit. Talking shit about everyone. It's just the way we've gone about things now. It's not even unreasonable.
Yeah, when you put that everything into perspective, when I think about Pacific history, you have to look at all the links first before you start creating divide.
Right.
Yeah.
And like I said, on our journey as Samoans, we've lost so much from things being banned. No one knows how to navigate, yet we were called the Islands of the Navigators. They gave us a powerful title. That was a title in Portugal, Philip the Navigator. They gave it to us. We were so good at navigating because Louis Antoine de Bougainville saw thousands of boats when he came here. Like, what the fuck? And we don't know how to do any of it now. No one knows how to do that shit now. We've lost a lot. And just thankful that somebody in the Pacific kept it. The Micronesians knew how to sail, taught the Hawaiians and Nainoa Thompson, and we've benefited. Now we have a couple of navigators now. Thank God somebody in the Pacific remembered. Thank God Māori remember the hongi, because now we're looking up shit. We used to do that. Thank God Hawaiians remember the surfing. Go look at Augustine Kramer's book. We used to surf. Thank God the swimming stroke is still alive, because not many Samoans know how to swim, but we used to swim between Upolu and Savai'i, again in the Augustine Kramer books. We have lost so much ourselves, but thank God some of our elements are still alive. Like, our culture's out there somewhere in fragments. You got to piece it together. And this is the same for other Pacific islands. Okay, Tonga have lost a lot, but some of their elements and cultural practices are alive in Samoa. And if they wish to reclaim, we are not going to be the ones to say, fuck off, this is ours. Thank God Micronesia didn't do that with navigation.
Yeah,
true.
Good point.
We because we've all lost so much, the worst thing is to still keep it to a narrow, just us mentality. That's not how it is. We need to help each other revive. We need to revive it. And everywhere we need to revive it, because it's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's powerful. It's decolonizing.
Hey, there we go.
Just the whole, this is mine, and like good. And this is the hardest part, is stepping out and doing something new. Our ancestors did it all the time. That's why they navigated. They were creators. They did new shit. That's why they invented the Samoan language, invented the Tongan language. They created stuff. They dared to step out and do something new. This tufunga has dared to step out and do something new.